Going live for the very first time in a long ass time. Let's give this thing a go. A messy ass chair. Let's see if I can. How is the quality, guys? Is it pretty decent? It's not lagging, I hope. So the idea with these live sessions is that I'm not gonna post them. So it's gonna be a case of like, if you're not here, you can't watch it back, basically. I'm doing that to not let it interfere with the content and the videos that I'll still be posting. So it's gonna be a new addition to the channel. Um, One intended to give you guys a different yeah aspect of me. So the idea is that in these live sessions you can come in, ask me anything, and I'm gonna offer my perspective to the best of my abilities. What's up, Pumpkin? What's up, Augie? What's up, Rock Intelligence? But I'm not gonna be posting these mm, like for somebody to watch later. Also, a part of that is because I feel like my setup, the quality isn't quite there to where I want it to be. So I'm not gonna be keeping these live sessions up. Um, so go ahead, guys. Like you understand the title, you understand the concept. Ask me anything. We have at least like a solid half hour, and I'm gonna answer you guys. How much is your rent? Getting straight into the good questions, right? So I am paying in US dollars, I am paying about 750 US dollars a month. Um, and that is with more than five roommates. Granted, it is a big house, it's a very big house, but still, that's a fuck ton of roommates, right? Still like a lot of money. Reason being is because I chose to live in the best, the safest, the most beautiful, and the most popular part of Mexico City. And if you want that, if you want to live in the best and the most expensive part, you're gonna have to pay. So yeah, only $750 US dollars a month. That does include cleaning. It includes Wi-Fi, gas, electricity. Um, but like I said, I have more than five roommates. The thing is, like the roommates are like they're a benefit, and that's how you have to look at it. If you're looking at it like I hate roommates, I hate people, then you're not gonna be able to do it. But I actually like it. I'm a very social person. I like being able to come home to a family, if you will. I like always having people here to talk to me. So for me, it's a good deal. What's up, Jackknife? Rock Intelligence. What is the number one thing you're focusing on right now? I would say building my career doing this, and that's also a reason why I want to add the YouTube lives to the arsenal. Um, I feel like I'll be 37 on May 6th, so that's like a month and 2 days. And this is the time to build that foundation. Like if I'm not expanding my brand, if I'm not making more money, saving money, hopefully buying property in the next couple of years, then I'm never going to achieve that. So that's, I would say, is the main focus for me right now, making more money, building my business, taking on more clients. Yeah. And then, as you guys know, if you watch the videos, subsequently um, finding that person to build with. Not like I'm not desperate, and I'm very picky, so it's gonna have to make sense. But I would say those are like the main things that I'm focusing on right now. Um, when you're in your mid to late 30s, man, it's just things change. Like you're still young, you're still in your prime, but you're also faced more with the reality of life in terms of the time frame. Also, like it's just the older you get, it becomes harder and harder to meet people that are not that do not have a ton of baggage yet. Like for example, I'm not really interested in being with someone that already has kids, for example, right? I'm not really looking for that, but that it's hard to find somebody, you know. Luckily, I'm a guy and I can like date somebody maybe even a little bit younger if it works out that way. But still, that's the reality of the situation. Did you say you were robbed? Yeah, they robbed my phone at a festival like a month ago now. Yeah, I talk about that in a video though, right? Do you believe in aliens and UFOs visiting Earth? I guess I do. If I had to choose between like it being a hard no or a hard yes, I would go with yes. Yeah, I guess I do. I don't think they're like walking amongst us or stuff like that, but I believe that yeah, why not? Beach life. Tough question. Since your small scar on your face, can you talk about how it's affected you socially? Did you notice friends disappearing in your life? Hard to make new ones. Friends did not disappear. I got really lucky in that regard. Um, now, and I don't feel like it hinders my ability to make new friends either. I would be lying if I said so. Um, Honestly, I feel like when it comes to friendships, people are not that critical of your looks. Like if you bring, you know, like if you have a good personality and I'm still in a lot of ways, you know, I'm a big, very fit guy. What I did notice is like it's quite easy to make friends and to keep friends and to like people are not turned off by this car in terms of like us being able to be friends or not. But when it comes to the romantic context, it has definitely hindered me, and it has definitely made life harder. And I've met a lot of girls of whom with whom I've had amazing connections and attraction and really good dynamics. But then, to be blunt, I can tell that in the end it didn't work out because they could not see themselves being with a man with such an obvious facial defect. And some girls have basically told me as much in a very literal way. Um, Now you could say, does that anger you? Like, how does that make you feel? Like, honestly, I can't really blame people because I always ask myself the question if I would be okay with dating the female version of me. And again, to me, honesty is everything on this channel. I feel like I would be lying if I told you, like, yeah, like that's a hard yes. You know, like, oh yeah, totally, like, could totally date me if I'm a girl. Like, in a lot of ways, and I've talked about this, I am still very much drawn to superficial beauty, and I really appreciate nice things. And so that's kind of my way to cope with it. I feel like until I can honestly look myself in the eye and say, I wouldn't mind if my partner had this car that I have, up until that point, I can never feel resentful for people for not wanting to be with me because of my scar. It's just the reality of the situation. Mm. So, to conclude my answer, it does not hinder me at all to make friends. It does hinder me to go from friendly relationships to potentially romantic and sexual relationships. Thank you so much for answering. Of course, how much do you bench? So I only bench. I don't know why I'm so dark. I only bench incline. I never do flat bench. And on the incline, my PR is 2 plates. So 220 on incline, which is probably like 260 on flat bench. Flat bench is a lot easier than incline. Would you rather fight 1,000 ant-sized horses or one horse-sized ant? I'll take the 1,000 ant-sized horses, obviously. One horse-sized ant is a fucking nightmare. Ali Smith. Hey, Denzel. What's up, Ali? Good to see you, girl. My boyfriend and I were talking about you earlier, and I hope you've been doing good. I love you. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. I love you guys too. Appreciate that. Grotesque Subhuman. Strong username. Can you talk about your experience meeting Arnold? Do you feel like he was arrogant? Do you think you could have approached it differently, or would you have done something different in order to get a different response? Okay, so I definitely dropped the ball approaching him while he was working out initially, because that's what I did. But the reason for that was that earlier that day, like 30 minutes before that, I passed up on an opportunity to go say hi to his son, Joe Buena, who was also there. And for whatever reason, I was like, I don't want to bother Joe right now. And then he was gone. And I was like, fuck, like I'm here in the Gold's Gym, Venice. I see this guy, Joe Buena, and I didn't capitalize on saying hi and getting a picture. Like that's stupid. So, and I saw Arnold right after that, and that's what made me go like, "Fuck this! I'm not letting this chance get away from me." That's why I was so adamant and I was so assertive and aggressive to walk over immediately. Because if there's one thing I've learned with these opportunities in terms of meeting people, they can be gone before you know it. Like it can be like they can literally be gone in a heartbeat, and then the moment is gone. So I guess I should have been more patient and not approach him like him going from one machine to the other. Um, he wasn't even arrogant. It was just like he couldn't be fucked. Like he was just like, yo, like wasn't even an arrogance thing. It was a I am so tired of being famous and being recognized thing, is what I would say. He just, even me trying to pass my phone to somebody to take a picture of us and him going like, take a selfie, like let's get this over with. It was all about the time. It was all about um, him basically being like, oh, this again. Uh, by the way, guys, if you appreciate the YouTube channel and this live, hit the thumb. It doesn't cost a penny to hit the thumb. There's 18 people in here, so we should have at least 18 thumbs, right? That's like nothing. Um, Now, if you really appreciate it and you have some extra cash, you can also make a donation to the channel by hitting the dollar sign button and sending over whatever amount. Like literally $1 is already amazing. So just putting that out there, letting you guys know. Um, so more on the whole Arnold encounter. The craziest things for me was because I told him, I'm like, look, man, I used to read your book. I read your book when I was getting chemo. It really helped me. It really inspired me. And I just want to say thank you. And he ignored, like, all he had to do was, like, right on, boom. Thank you so much, Ozzy. You are the absolute man. Like, let me tell you, in YouTube land, $5 as a donation goes such a long way. You have no idea how much this means to me. And you have no idea how many views I need on a YouTube video in order for me to make any type of money. So those $5 right there, that's more money I've made than of my last two videos. Like YouTube is not. If you're in it for the money, don't get into YouTube. So thank you so much, Ozzy. I really appreciate that. Like I don't just say that. So anyway, so this isn't. You'll find this. I think you guys will find this interesting. Um, I I told Arnold I read his book and how much it helped me, and he was like, "I don't give a shit," and that shocked me because all he had to do was be like, "Boom, fist bump, thanks 1 second," but he didn't. And I was Thank you so much, Monica. You are the absolute best. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, Now, for the quality of the life, I'm going to get back to the story, but thank you so much. I love you. Um, I told that story about Arnold not reacting to my comment about reading his book. And so I told that story to a friend of mine who's actually an author himself. And he gave me such a good perspective. He gave me such an interesting take on that. He was like, look, man, had you told him that you had loved Total Recall or Terminator or Conan, like any of his movies, he probably would have reacted. He probably would have reacted differently. He said because there is no way any person that has ever written a book and you tell them like your book is amazing, any person that has written their book, that book is their baby, and they're going to respond to that and they're going to be like, "Thank you so much." He said the reason that comment did not resonate with him is because he didn't write the book. Obviously, Arnold did not write his book. I think we can all agree on that. Like they have ghostwriters for that, um, and yeah, like that he doesn't feel connected to that. So that really helped me understand better why he didn't care about that and me talking about having read his book. And the thing is, man, like when I was traveling in this past month, in all the hostels, the Arnold story came up. So in a way, Arnold continues to provide value for me. And wow, Andy, thank you so much. God damn, you guys are amazing. I don't think I've ever made this much on a live ever. You guys are the best. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. It's incredible, incredibly generous. Um, so yeah, like I've been able to tell that story about the um, the encounter in like maybe 3 times in the past month in while traveling and being in these hostels. So in a way, he has given me a lot of value, and he did give me the picture. He could have also been like, you know what, dude, like I'm not even trying to see you, like. So I try to look at it in a positive way. Like I have no hard feelings towards Arnold whatsoever. But yeah. Um, Hola, I subscribed after seeing you on QB channel. Do you still think Mexico has the most down to earth people, or are you saying Brazilians are more superficial? 100%, 100%. Mexican people have no ego. They they avoid any conflict to a point where it's detrimental. But Mexican people, there's a lot of criticism I have. Like they're definitely behind in the mindset. There's a lot of inequality. There's a lot of cheating going on from the man's side. There's a lack of respect for women. Like there's a lot of things I don't love about Mexican culture, but they are incredibly nice and humble people. And yeah, in Brazil, I've never been treated more poorly than I have in Rio de Janeiro. Like I never, even though I make videos about feeling ugly and being ugly, I never actually feel ugly. I'm very self confident. I have a lot of self love. Um, but in Brazil and Rio, that's the first time in my life I actually felt ugly because they make you feel ugly, man. They would make a point out of staring at me and making faces like, "How dare you come outside and offend us with your ugliness?" Here we are collectively as a society all getting surgeries because every fucking body in Rio that can afford it is getting surgeries done. They're all getting their lips filled. They're all getting, titties and ass done. The guys take steroids. And so then, like me being natural, not having like the perfect face, they're like, hold on, that's not part of the deal. Like we all, we invested in like looking like this way, but then you don't give a hell. Like that's how I took it. They took it as me then needing to punish me for having the audacity to walk outside with my ugly mug. So yeah, Rio de Janeiro, never going back to that hellhole. Also felt extremely dangerous. Like it's a very dangerous city. Mexico City is 10 times safer than Rio de Janeiro, honestly. Pumpkin Patch, thank you so much. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome, man. Wow, I cannot believe how generous you guys are. I'm gonna have to do more of these because you guys are just like making my whole weekend here. I appreciate you. Um, I admire you for having the courage to move to a different country by yourself. I mean, it took me a year of being like depressed on my balcony after my relationship before that ended, and just standing on the balcony smoking and being like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And I was just plotting, man. I'm a big plotter. I love the plot in the darkness, and that's why one of my mantras is stay down until you come up. I'm very big on that. Like, I'm gonna stay down. I'm gonna eat shit. I'm gonna go to the gym and just like, be in my dungeon. But I'm plotting on a plan, and when the come up is there, you best believe I'm coming up. So I was like, I know I want to move to a country where they speak Spanish, right? Because I already had some Spanish experience and I just hadn't figured out where. I came across Costa Rica. I went there. It was fun, but it's not a real place. It's like a place for honeymoons and backpackers and just like, it's not like a place to already settle down, I feel. And then on the flight home, I passed by Mexico City for a couple of days. I was like, what is this? Such a hidden gem. And then I was like, I was ready to jump. I had been ready to jump for a year. Like, I'm not that adventurous, guys. I'm a very rational planner and plotter. I'm good at like I need a lot of time to process everything. Like, that's why breakups take me like a year to get over them. I need so much time to process things happening to me. Um, it's like a slow grinding, slow emotional grind. But then once I've processed it, I do build on it, and it's there in the backlog, and I'm ready to jump. And I'm very big on stay down till you come up, and like once I'm ready, I'm in go mode. And then when the opportunity presents itself, I can jump, and that's what I did with Mexico. So yeah, man, Arnold is known for being an arrogant and non-approachable. I mean, Arnold is, he's literally one of the five most famous people in the world. I think we can agree on that. I don't think there's five more people in the world that are still alive that are more famous than Arnold Schwarzenegger. So like, I do get it. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh fuck him. Like, it's a lot of that. Like, if people are always coming over, especially in the day and age of like selfies and clout, I kind of get it. I don't blame him. Arnold called my friend a pansy. I bet he did. Thank you for hitting the thumbs, guys. I appreciate that. If you haven't hit the thumb yet, hit that thumb, support the channel. That would be great. And to Ozzy, to Monica, to Andy, to Pumpkin Patch, you guys who have given, and those are extremely generous donations. Like, $5 is extremely generous. Like, I would be happy with $1. So you guys are just absolutely amazing, and thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Your favorite three songs of all time: Leonard Cohen, Treaty. So the song is called Treaty. It's by Leonard Cohen. That has to be in there. Joe Budden, Whatever It Takes. It's like 8 minutes long. It's just straight bars about depression. It's amazing. So Leonard Cohen, Treaty. Joe Budden, Whatever It Takes. And then, man, there's so many other great songs that I could just keep playing. Um, hmm. I love Bon Jovi, Bed of Roses. I love Whitney Houston. I Have Nothing. It's from the Bodyguard soundtrack. Um, yeah, those are a couple, man. If you're still in Oaxaca, go to Huatla de Jimenez and take a spiritual trip. I am no longer in Oaxaca. I'm back in Mexico City. Have you ever tried martial arts? I did judo for like 5 years when I was a kid. Now, for obvious reasons, I'm no longer trying to do martial arts. Um, I just train so I look I look big and scary. Goddamn. I I train hard so I look big and scary so I can avoid the actual physical fist fight. That's my strategy. Did you travel to Rio and Bogota solo and did you feel like it was unsafe? Yeah, both Rio de Janeiro and Bogota I felt were unsafe. Guys, I'm not one of these backpack travel vloggers. who's gonna sit here and tell you that it's all good. Like when I tell you Mexico City is safe, that opinion is coming from a quite conservative person who's not quick to say something is safe. So you should like believe me when I say that that it's safe. Um, Bogota did not feel safe. It was grimy as hell. Rio did not feel safe. It was grimy as hell. Rock Intelligence, thank you so much. It ain't much, but I hope it helps. It definitely helps. Thank you so much. So many donations today. Incredible. Your hair looks so healthy. Do you use anything special? I feel like it looks greasy right now, man. I feel like it's actually looking quite greasy, but I'll take it. I'll take the compliment. I'm not using anything special besides like a good shampoo and a good conditioner. Guys, I have my next tattoo already scheduled. I'm not gonna give it away what it is. It'll be on my leg, but I guess I'm definitely in a midlife crisis. Like never had tattoos, and then at the age of 36, I'm getting two tattoos in the span of a year, and the next one is gonna be a lot bigger than these two. So definitely strong midlife crisis vibes. But yeah, man, it's the idea is I want to cover up my left leg, which is full of scars. And right now, when I look at it, all I see is like scars and the remnants of my cancer and my surgeries. And I want to cover that up with a beautiful tattoo that'll empower me and that'll be nice to look at. Also, Mexico is a great place to get tattoos. Like in a lot of ways, Mexico has become very expensive, but like in terms of those things, like tattoos and stuff, you can still get a really good deal. Um, like I'm about to pay, let's say maybe 800 US dollars for the next tattoo I'm getting, but the quality and the artist are top notch. It would be like 2,000 in the US. So hell yeah. What are the most valuable books you've ever read? I would say The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle, classic. I would say Fools Die by Mario Puzo. So that's Fools Die, Fools. See, I can't say fools. You notice that? That's where my beak fails me. Fools, fools. It sounds different, right? Yeah, certain phonetics I really struggle with. Fools. Anything with an F is one of them. Do you think Vikings and Spartans had depression back in their era? In a way, I'm sure they did, but I don't think they really like had the self consciousness to realize it. First of all, but also I think their life was much more about constant stress, life or death situation. So they probably didn't really, have the time to calm down and could feel depressed. So, but I'm sure it existed. They just didn't know how to label it. Are you in Mexico City right now? Yes. What is your favorite city in the whole world? I would say Barcelona before I got all messed up with tourism. Barcelona is just incredible. I love Mexico City. Um, trying to think. That's a tough one, man. Yeah, those two cities so far, I would say. Aside from that, I like Miami. I only had 4 days there though, so it's kind of I don't want to like I don't feel like I'm qualified to speak on that. Um, I can deal with safety issues. For me, it's all about the people. Where are they most down to earth and caring? Yeah. Somebody was telling me yesterday. This I was talking to this girl that lives in Brooklyn, New York, and Bushwick, and she was telling me about how life in New York. It's all these small communities, and it's like all these little villages. Like every neighborhood in New York is like a very tight knit community. And so she's living in Bushwick, and she's like, everybody knows each other. You don't really leave your bubble with your neighborhood, and it's amazing. So I don't know. That sounds kind of cool. Um, thank you so much, each other. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Means the world to me. Um, Women outside the Western countries are so much better, like Eastern Europe, Latin America, Asian. Dude, the thing about that is though, like I know why a lot of men might feel that way, but let me tell you, man. Like on first sight, you might look at a Latina and be like, "Oh, they're so feminine, they're so caring, they're so loving, they're so old school. I love all of this." Yeah, like there's definitely some pros, but then like they also have an ancient mindset. Like they're gonna assume they can't wrap their head around the fact that you can be a guy and you can have female friends and not cheat, for example, like stuff like that. So like I don't know, man. I found out the hard way that Latin women have also a lot of cons. They're just not rational. They're kind of like you can't really if you're big on emotional stability and not having a lot of drama and not having a lot of ups and downs, yeah, you're not gonna, like I don't know. It depends, I guess. It depends, and I don't want to generalize too much, but I've learned over time not to fall into the trap of saying like X Y Z is better because it depends on what you value the most. If you value passion and attraction and sexuality, sure, I guess Latinas are better. But if you value peace of mind, if you value emotional stability, if you value a calm life that where without too many surprises, then you're not gonna like dating a Latina. I promise you that. So it just depends on what you find important. Also, a lot of Latino women are going to expect you to take care of everything financially, just the way it is, because that's how it is here. So, yeah. Whereas if you're dating a Belgian girl, they're fully independent. They got their own money. You're going Dutch 50-50 on everything. Um, they don't really expect the man to provide the way they do here. So, again, all comes down to your preference, man. How long did it take you to attain that physique? I've been training since I was like 16, so I'm 36, so 20 years basically. I did have two cancers in between, and I had a lot of setbacks. But if you're natural, you're gonna peak in your mid 30s. Like this is the best I've ever looked. So, guys, if you appreciate the live, please hit the thumb up. The thumb doesn't cost a thing, and it does help a lot. And if you really appreciate it and you have like $1 to spare, any dollar that you donate that you send with the dollar button is incredibly appreciated. And it's going to only entice you to make more and more content for you guys. Midlife crisis is just self discovery, better now than later. Yeah, I'm joking, by the way. Like, sure, maybe I'll have a midlife crisis, but I feel like just like even the tattoo in a lot of ways for me was stepping out of the shadow of my parents. And I know that's kind of crazy to say as a 36-year-old man who's like a motivational speaker and all that, and like a life coach and all these things. But it's real, man. Like stepping out and being because in my family, if you get a tattoo, it's like you don't get a tattoo. That's like no, sir. That is for trailer park trash people in my family, right? And I finally realized like, and the funny thing is because of that, I used to say I don't like tattoos, and I used to judge tattoos when it was really my internal fear making me say that because I was scared to get it because I was scared of my parents' reaction, and therefore I was condemning others who did have the courage to get it. Right? That's kind of how that works. That's why we hate on the short guy who's not that good looking who has the hot girl. Or like, I bet he has a lot of money because we didn't have the balls to approach the girl because we felt like we were not good enough. But he did have the balls, and that's why anytime you get yourself hating on someone or being like or feeling the need to talk shit, that's an opportunity to look inward and be like, why do I feel that way? Like, what is it about him or her that triggers me? And what am I like you know, what am I denying, and what am I not doing? I used to hate on YouTubers before I started YouTube so hard. I was like, they're so lame, they're so lag, they're narcissists. Because all these years I wanted to do it, but I didn't have the balls to do it. So yeah, it's a great way, it's a great tool to find out what it is that you really want to do, but that you're kind of scared to do. Tattoo ink is being found in lymph nodes. People with tattoos have a bigger risk of getting lymphoma. There's info online. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I'm also living in Mexico City where the air quality is so bad that if you go on a 5 mile run, it's the equivalent of smoking two cigarettes. So the way I look at it is like there's many things that can kill you and that are not good for you. It's a matter of picking your poison. That's why I don't drink a lot of alcohol. That's why I try to, be extremely active in the gym, do yoga, mind my diet. Uh, but I always, and I'm not talking about you, but a Betasaurus, but I do find it funny how a lot of times I'll meet people that are like hyper focused. They're like vegan. They don't eat this. They don't eat that. They're all about health. And then a couple of hours later, you're going out with them, and they are purchasing MDMA that was made in a bathtub, cooked up in some ghetto ass dungeon, where they literally threw all these chemicals together in a bathtub, and now they're snorting that, or they're drinking it, or taking it in. So it's like, I don't know, man. It's We all gotta die one day. Um, Obviously, I agree. You shouldn't smoke cigarettes, for example. Like, that's whack. But like, I don't think there's like actual risk in getting a tattoo in terms of that damaging um, your health. Um, yeah, all in the proper context. I read that why Vikings sailed out from Scandinavia was because the Jarls took all the women and resources. I don't even know what a Jarl is. You get out of Europe at a good time, dude. It's a hellhole in most countries. I mean, I'm from Belgium. I still talk to my people in Belgium. I can definitely confirm it's not a hellhole in Belgium. It's still very safe, and it's still very, you know, don't believe too much on what you see online, guys, because, like, I mean, yeah, it's usually not that bad. I can tell you that Belgium is perfectly fine, and there's nothing bad happening in Belgium for the most part. Okay, I see. I've only dated a few Brazilian women here, some of the best looking women in the world. I don't have a lot of experience with Latin women. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I used to be obsessed with Brazilian girls when I was younger. Like, in my mind, that was like the pinnacle of what a woman could be. And I had, like, I think I've dated three different or four different Brazilian girls, so I do have quite some experience. Um, yeah, it's a shame they speak Portuguese, because now I'm all about that Spanish, baby. Dragon. I was on SSRIs when I was 16, and it caused my libido and emotions to completely go numb. Doctors don't even believe me. I don't even know what that is, dog. I don't know what double SRIS. Are you talking? Is that like steroids? Is that SARMs? I'm getting old, man. I don't know all this hip lingo. Marcel, hey Benzo, met you at a meeting with Chester on Barcelona quite a few years ago. Shout out to you, man. I remember that day. It was awesome. We all got together, hung out with Chesty, the brother of the great late Ziz. Man, Ziz. I literally posted about Ziz on my Instagram story today. He inspired me so much. I used to watch his, for those who don't know, he's this Australian, very young bodybuilder that passed away at like 20, 23 years old. And he not basically, he pioneered the whole fitness vlog aesthetics movement. Like, he was filming himself when it was not okay to film yourself. And people were just like, you're absolutely crazy. But he didn't give a damn. He was a visionary. And he used to make a lot of videos, and I used to watch those videos in my hospital bed even after he passed. And I remember thinking, the day that I get out of here, I'm gonna emulate that to some extent. So that's what I've been doing. So much stuff that can give you cancer. Yeah, I still think the number one reason the cancer is junk food, processed food with so many chemicals. Yeah, so I to this day I wholeheartedly believe after my first cancer, I was watching a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of Rich Piana, bigger by today. Shout out Rich Piana, also R.I.P. All my idols are dead. That should tell you something. Um, and so I was 26 at the time, and my idea back at the time was to move to LA to become a professional bodybuilder. Not kidding. This is pre YouTube, right? Like, my YouTube channel. And so I moved to LA, and I just spent every day going to the gym, working out, and I would just eat all the food I could. And I ate a lot of processed food. I would eat a lot of burgers, Fat Burger, McDonald's, like, what's it called? The famous chain in California, In and Out, a lot of Panda Express. And to this day, I believe that's what got me my second cancer, because I got my second cancer whilst in the US. And I truly believe that all that processed food gave me my second cancer. I had read some biology in college. I read sugar can give you cancer cells. Yeah, cancer feeds off of sugar. So carbs and sugar is like the quickest way to make your cancer grow. A thing a lot of people don't know is that our body creates cancers all the time, basically, but then our immune system breaks down the tumors immediately. So most of them do not come to fruition. But that's real. How is the weather where you are? It's sunny as hell. It's super hot in Mexico right now. It's like 28 degrees. It's amazing. We're all gonna make it. Yes, we are. Thank you for your kind response. Just wanted you to be aware because I care about you. Absolutely, Davisaurus, and thank you for caring and thank you for taking the time to tell me that. I would never yeah, give you a nasty response for such a caring and loving comment. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you watching the channel and being here. Guys, listen, I am still taking on new clients. So if you want to do this, but like privately and in person, like a video call with me every single week, plus daily WhatsApp audios and messages, you can hire me. That is basically my core business next to this channel. So I have clients who work with me on a month to month basis. And if you're interested in that, if you're trying to make a change and you need somebody to guide you through that change, to be there, to basically act like a best friend that is going to give you rational and logical advice and is going to do everything he can to steer you in the right direction. And the biggest thing is you can contact me any moment, any day on WhatsApp, and I'll be there. So it's like, yeah, it's kind of having like a wounded lion in your pocket at all times to help you navigate life. If you're interested in that, you can send me an email at lorenz.dries at gmail.com. Right there. That is my email address. Hit me up and we can make it happen. Eat closer to the raw foods. Cook your own rice and your own beans. What you cook yourself, you know what is in it. I agree. Would you say Mexico City has the best people out of everywhere you've been to? Yeah, sure, I can say that. Yeah, they're way nicer than Catalans. Like I used to live in Barcelona. Catalan people, they're not that nice. They're just not. Doesn't mean they're bad people, but they're just not social and they're not inviting. In Stockholm, Swedes are very locked off. So in Stockholm, like wasn't the nicest people either. Yeah, no, by far Mexico City has the most inviting and nice people. The romance circuits. Hey, dude, love your work and you. And I love you. Thank you for being here, buddy. I appreciate you. Um, bum, 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 bum. I did really well with bodybuilding, but I had a lot of annoying American men who would bother me. They were gross and would actually lift their shirts in public, and ask me how do they get rid of. I'm not sure what you're saying, my guy. They were taking off their tops. Not gonna lie, I've been that guy in the gym who will pop the top and bang out a set just to see the physique. I know it's not a popular thing. People hate that shit, but hey, what can I say, man? I always kind of feel like it's the ultimate flex for me to be like, all right, this happened to me. My face is all fucked up, but I still have this irrational amount of self love, and I want to share that with the world. So, boom, and then I just bang it out, and I love it. So, but I would not judge you for thinking I'm super cringe for doing that, guys. Listen, 45 minutes in. You know what? You know what? I'm all right. It was my idea to not leave this video up, to make it like a private thing, like you only can witness it if you were there. But I feel like I talked about a lot of good stuff. It would be a waste of content, and I know a lot of people would appreciate hearing this. Um, so I'm gonna leave this video up. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this one up. Why not? And then people can watch it back. Um, if you want to make donations to the channel, guys, here is my PayPal ID. So if you're watching this on repeat, or like if you change your mind and you want to make a donation later on, my PayPal ID is lorenz.dries at gmail.com. There you go. Feel free to send over anything. Like I'm telling you, even $1 goes a long ass way. And that's the same email address where you can reach me for my coaching services. That's it. Oh, I got you, grotesque. That makes sense. I understand now what you were saying. Guys, this was an incredible turnout. Thank you guys so much for being here, for all showing up with so many people. I definitely intend on doing a lot more of these lives because I want the channel to be more interactive, to be more about us, not just me posting a video and you're watching it later. So, like I said, in the month of March, I'm about to be super locked in. I'm gonna be creating a ton of content, and the idea is to add on with these live sessions. Can I just ask you guys real quick, how is the audio? Because I feel like the video should be fine, but I'm using like the microphone of my MacBook, which is quite old, and I'm trying to figure out if I should invest in like an external mic to make the audio better, or if the audio is good enough. Like, how much would you rate it out of 10? And be critical. Don't tell me 10 out of 10 if it's choppy or if it's lagging. So I just would love to hear how good the audio is. You should definitely keep this live stream. You know what, guys? I'm gonna keep it because of the questions you guys asked me. Like, you really, we made this video together now. It was a joint venture, a joint effort because you guys gave me really good questions, and that's why I feel like it would be, I don't know, mean to the rest of the community who couldn't make it right now to cut this out. So that's I'm gonna leave it up. Um, yeah, man, that's about it. I think this was a great video, and once again, I appreciate you guys for being here. If you haven't hit the thumb yet, hit the thumb. Doesn't cost a thing. Once again, huge shout out to the incredible people who have donated. You guys are absolute MVPs. Each other, I love you. Thank you so much. Rock Intelligence, I love you. Thank you so much. Pumpkin Patch, I love you. Thank you so much. Andy S, I love you. Thank you so much. Monica Reese, I love you. Thank you so much. And last but not least, Ozzy, I love you. Thank you so much. I do not take you guys spending your hard earned money on me for granted. I know it's tough out there, but the fact that you guys see the value in what I try to bring, I put my everything into this stuff, man. I live and die for this channel. Like, you had no idea how much shit I get for this. Like, back home, people are like, "You're still doing that YouTube thing," and I'm like, "That YouTube thing is the greatest decision I ever made. This is my legacy. This is my passion project, and this will stand the test of time. I truly believe that." And I encourage you guys to go back and watch the first video I made 8 years ago to see this little insecure kid, vlogging, whispering, damn near scared to look in the camera. And then now look at where we're at, looking like a goddamn young Arnold with a man bun. Shout out to Arnold, man. Pumpkin Patch, the gift that keeps on giving. I love you. Thank you so 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 much. I really appreciate it. But yeah, like, one cool thing about this channel is that you get to see the progression. You saw where I come from, you see where I'm at, and I just think that's the coolest thing in the world. All right. That being said, once again, if you are thinking about making a big change and you need some help with that, I can be your guy. lorenz.dries at gmail.com. The email address is in the description of every single YouTube video I post. So reach out if you want to make something happen. And thank you for telling me the audio is fine. That is really, really good to hear. Now I'm off. I love you guys. Boosh.